The Department of Correctional Services is probing the death of 2 inmates at Tswelopele Correctional Centre in Kimberly. This after 3 inmates attacked a prison official with padlocks. It's believed when other officials intervened, a scuffle ensued. Let's bring in the Correctional Services spokesperson, Singabako Nkumalo, who joins us all the way from Kimberly. Singabako, thank you so much for your time this evening. Can you give us a more detailed idea of what happened in this correctional facility earlier?
Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity. I think it's important to highlight that death in custody is never desirable, just as it can never be allowed in an open society for it to normalize. It did take us by surprise when we received a report that 2 inmates have succumbed to their injuries and declared dead over an incident that took place yesterday morning during unlock. Just to explain, unlock is when we open the correctional facilities for inmates to go have breakfast, go have exercise, and attend to other needs that they may have registered. So when during unlock, this is when a total of 3 inmates attacked an official using padlocks, and other officials had to come in an attempt to defuse the situation, and out of that things just went the other direction. And in the end, more officials needed to assist them. Unfortunately, 3 inmates were severely injured. They were then taken to an outside hospital where unfortunately 2 have lost their lives, and something that did disturb us. Hence, we have launched an investigation so that we really get to understand what happened, how did it happen, who was involved, and the measures that were taken in that particular instance, and also to check if all standard operating procedures were followed.
The 3 inmates, well, 2 inmates who died, and 1, I believe, is still in hospital. Were those the 3 inmates that were involved in the? Sorry, just say that again. I missed what you just said.
I said yes. 2 succumbed to their injuries. 1 is alive. We did visit the hospital. He's responding very well to medication. He's receiving medical care from the hospital officials, and we are guarding him. And we have also alerted the families of the departed inmates, and also for the one who's still in hospital.
Do we know whether those are the 3 inmates that were involved in the initial attack? And are you able to confirm how they died?
It is still early days in terms of the investigation. We are still waiting for the preliminary outcome of the investigation. As I've said, that we've launched a full-scale one as well. But all that we have at this stage is that everything happened during unlock yesterday morning. We are yet to establish how many officials were in that particular space, but we do have the record that padlocks were used in attacking the official who was doing unlock. Hence, then it's important that we do this investigation so that we get to account for each and every step that was taken and trying to put everything under control. We've also informed the SAPS and the Judicial Inspectorate for Correctional Services, because they also have to run their own investigations. Losing a life, as I've said, is never desirable. It's even worse in a correctional facility because it's a closed environment. Hence, then it's important that we do run this investigation and really get to be appraised of what really happened. And we have to account fully, so that investigation will assist us.
What more can you tell us about Tswelopele Correctional Facility? Is it a medium or maximum security prison? And have these kind of security breaches happened there before?
Tswelopele is one of the one may call them, the modern facilities, which are designed with an aim of rehabilitation. That's why you will have inmates attending school and other rehabilitation programs which could be linked to skills development. And in most cases, you'll find inmates from different parts of the country, because some will put in application to say, I'm interested in this particular skill, and if it's available, that inmate will then be transferred there. But one other area that we also have to look deeper into it is the issue of gangs, whether it was never part of this particular situation. It's important that we also deal with that, because it's one of the elements which in most cases does cause a disturbance, and also the manner in which our officials do react to such situations, because in most cases when they are attacked, there are procedures in place in terms of how they need to react and the type of force that must be used, because it has to be minimal or equated to that particular environment. So as a department, there's quite a lot of things that we are looking at. It's not just this particular incident, but a whole lot of other things, how that facility is being managed, and also even other officials that responded, the time frame within which they were there and what is that they did. But also the conduct of inmates is one area that does concern us most of the time, because when you've got a scuffle, when officials are attacked, your first instinct is to defend yourself. I think that's when then in most cases you find that a lot of things will then go the direction that we wouldn't want to see.
And then just finally, do you know whether a security breach of this kind has happened at this facility before? Have they been having issues?
This facility, it has had some cases, but not so serious to a point where you will have fatalities. For any incident in a correctional facility, it means security has been breached. Therefore, it has to be investigated. If you've got an assault, how did it happen? And what element was used there? So in this instance, we know that it's padlocks. And then how many padlocks were there? Were they approved to be in that particular unit? And when the official did the unlock, was it just by himself there? Where were the unit managers? And I've said also the response that was provided at that particular time. So it's a whole lot of things that you need to look into. Hence, we've launched a full-scale investigation, because the outcome of these investigations do assist us even when we have almost similar cases in future, but also even to better plan and always be ahead of whatever situation that may happen, because we do have quite a number of inmates in our centers. A number of them are overpopulated. So it's important that we're always equal to the task.
Okay, thank you so much for that insight and the information. That's Singabako Nkumalo. He's the Department of Correctional Services spokesperson, joining us there from Kimberly, where the correctional centre is, Tswelopele Correctional Centre, where 2 inmates have lost their lives.